Hello everyone, welcome once again to another project-based tutorial by Slidescope. In this part, we are going to learn how to create an institute management system. In institute management system, you can see we have a simple dashboard. We have institute. We can view the institute and add institute. So let's say you have to add some institute. Let's say Renew Institute, and its email is renu@test.com and password is something, and you add the institute here and you will be able to view that institute. From here you can go to dashboard. So this is going to be a series where we will post many videos. In this series, in the first part, you will learn how to create the template, how to you know create this mobile friendly template that we have, and how to create this menu, how to link everything together so that everything looks like part of the project. You will also learn how to create this simple dashboard here where we will add the institute. You can see the records are being added here. Don't copy the password. So let's get started with it. So to create the institute management system in PHP, as we just saw some pages demo. So what we have to do is we must have Apache and MySQL running in our computer. I am using Windows operating system. You can use any operating system. So in my Windows operating system, you can see Apache and MySQL are running, and I am running PHP 8.2. You can either use XAMPP or AMPS to install. Once you will install in your computer, you will be able to run Apache and MySQL. I also have XAMPP here, so you can see when you will install XAMPP, XAMPP control panel will open. There also you have options to enable Apache and MySQL. And when you have AMPS, AMPPS, then also you have options to enable Apache and MySQL. The only difference between XAMPP and AMPS is in XAMPP your working directory will be inside C XAMPP. So you will go inside C directory and XAMPP folder or wherever you have installed XAMPP. And in case of AMP, it will be C users and it will be program files. So it will be C program files and AMPs. So make sure if you are using XAMPP or AMP, wherever you have installed XAMPP or AMP, you have to go to those files. So in XAMPP, the you go inside C XAMPP and then go to htdocs. So there you will create your folder, but we are creating this tutorial with AMPs because AMPs is something that uh, we feel more useful. So in AMPs, you will see a folder, you will see all the installed files, and you will also see folder called www there where you can create your project. So inside C program file amps and www, we will create this, and you can simply write amps download, and from here you can get amps. And if you are using XAMPP, so it will be C XAMPP htdocs, and here you will create the new folder which in a, something like institute management. Okay, so since we are using amps, we will go to this folder and we will create a new folder called institute mgt, okay, or whatever name you want to give it. Now first we need to get some admin template. As you saw, an admin dashboard template that can help us in creating our application. So we are going to use a start bootstrap SB admin template. Start bootstrap SB admin is a bootstrap 5 admin template with minimal custom styling, and you can have a live preview here. Okay, so you can see this is a simple admin template where you can see pages, charts, etc. Everything is there. So it utilizes charts, JS and all. So from here you can simply click this free download. I will leave all these links in description, and when you will download this, it will give you a zip file, and you can simply right click and extract that zip file to a folder, and inside that folder you will find these files. The first file that you will see is index.html. This is the file that you will run at startup, and this is your file. What we are going to do, we are going to copy all these files in our project one by one. So but before copying these files, you will see here that in this file we have doc type, html, head, etc. So you must have some basic understanding of html for this project, but uh, all these meta tags are doing something. For example, meta description is telling search engines what this page is all about. Meta title is telling search engines about title of this page. In this project we are also using the you know JS deliver style simple database data tables CSS, the data tables that you just saw here. So these data tables CSS for these data tables is there, and font awesome JS is there. Font awesome, you can see different fonts are being used. For example, user font, this is speedometer font, all these fonts are being used. So CSS for these fonts etc are there, and CSS style.js, everything is here. So what you need to do here is, from this project, uh, you need to copy assets, CSS and JS folder in your main working directory. So this is our working directory, www institute management. So here we will paste these three folders. So here we have pasted the three folders. Here we have the style.css. If you need some customization in your cascaded style sheets, you can see this comes from SP admin. You can see all the CSS is written there, and you will also see the JavaScript files with some sample data tables, demo and script.js, and some assets like some demo charts that you were seeing there, bar chart, pie chart, etc., and some demo images, etc. So here we have all the assets ready. Now after creating the assets, we first have to create the template. So in order to create the template, what we are going to do, this is again my style, you can do it entirely differently also. Everything that we see just above our description and title, I will call it head above title. So what I am going to do is, so I will simply copy it, press Ctrl N and press V, and I will go to my working directory, and I will save it as head above title, or HAT in short. So here you can see we have head above title. When I will open it in Notepad++, you will see. So in the same folder, I have saved it as hat.php. In order to save a file as something, what you can do, you can just paste the code here. For example, let's paste the code here, and you can go to file and you can click on save as. This will bring your folder. You can select or go inside your folder and call it whatever you want. Let's say I'm using as hat.php and save. So it will be saved. Okay. So this is one file. So from index.php, just all everything above this we will save as hat. So we will just, what we are going to do first, we have opened the index.html file. So we will save the index.html file as, we will save the index.html file as index.php file here. Okay. So in amps in www institute management, we will save it as index.php. Since everything above this is saved as head above title, we will simply call it include, and in include we will use head above title.php. Optionally, you can also write something like head above title. This is particularly useful for me whenever I do coding, and we can save all of these things as hbt. Okay, so we will open another file here and call it head below title.php, and we will just include this below this. So this will be useful when we have to give different titles and descriptions to our pages. Everything else will be included like this. So this is something that you can do, and this way above title and below title is something that you will have always. Now this is nav. Nav is your nav bar. So now in XAMPP, Apache and MySQL are running. So we will go to Home tab. From here, we will open localhost, and from here we will open Institute Management. You will start seeing localhost Institute Management. You will start seeing our project now, and in the project you can see we have navigation here. Okay, in navigation we have some settings, and this is the sidebar. In navigation bar we have search bar and this setting, etc., which you can see here. We also have the name of project. So let's name the project as Institute Manage Manager or whatever you can write. And one thing we are going to do, because this navigation bar will also be called in all the pages, so we will save it as nav.php. Okay, and here in index.php we are going to include nav.php here. So every time when you will reload this, it will not, you will not lose any data because you have included those files, and every time you will make some changes here. For example, here href is index.html. Like when someone will click on it, it will go to index.html, which is page not found. So we will say go to index.php. Let's reload it, and when you will click on it, it will go to index.php. That means the connection is made properly. Now we also have the sidebar here. In the sidebar we have our menu, you know. So this is div id layout side nav, and this is layout side nav, and this is another nav bar where we have the sidebar. Sidebar is basically this dashboard, layout, pages. You can see everything there. So when in our project we have to add other elements, we do this. Why I'm telling you, because here we have another project here, so created on the same system. So here you can see we have changed the menus. Like here you can see users, orders, leads. It's a CRM application. It's a sales CRM developed on the same admin, so you can use that, right? So that's why naming is very important. So here, from here also we will copy this nav bar from here to uh, here, and we will simply call it side nav. So first let us save as side nav, side nav.php, and in our index file we will include the PHP code and call it side nav. I'm just giving it some indentation so that we can understand from where we have use the code. And this is nav, this is side nav. Make sure your names are correct. So here is your site nav. Now you have the head above title, you have the head below title. In head below title, we we will mostly include additional CSS and JavaScript files if needed. And in head above title, which we are calling as HAT, we will include things like session start, you know, or navigation, conditional navigation, header, location, etc. Because this is the first part of the page. Okay, so this is done. Now we have side nav, and in your chart, for example, you have these things. Now you have different layouts also. So those layouts will be present in the main project file that you downloaded. So let's open here, and here you will see layouts like static navigation. Here we have authentication pages also, like login page, you know. So all these pages, charts pages are there, tables pages are there. So we can take use of them as well. And this is the dashboard. So in dashboard, we provide all the links, okay, like primary card, secondary card, etc. So now our index file is created, and after creating the index file, we have to create our first page. So before starting this, we have to create our database also. So to create the database, we have our initial tables ready. So I will explain it to you. Create database institute management. This will create the database in our system. Create table institute master. Here we are going to create institute master with institute ID as primary key. Name of institute, institute email, institute password. Is the institute active and when is it created? So created on is a timestamp and its default will be current timestamp. Create table department master, where you have department ID, integer, auto increment primary key, department name, and institute ID is active, created on, default current timestamp, etc. All these things are given. So department master is like one of the college asked us to give department wise, details. Department can be nursing department, it can be uh, you know they have some librarian courses also, they have medical science department. So this type of department, engineering department can be there. So whatever different departments that particular college or institute has. Then we also have a staff table, and you can see in department master we have institute ID. So this institute ID is a foreign key here. So when we will add department, so we will understand in which institute are those departments added. Similarly, we have a staff table. So create table is staff type, where you have a staff type ID, a staff type name, institute ID. Here also, whenever we are going to add a staff, so we are going to add a staff type here. And we this is a staff type. First of all, staff type can be teacher, it can be a principal, it can be accountant, it can be dean, HOD, anything can be there, right? So that's why staff type is there, department ID is there, is active, created on. And here the foreign keys will be institute ID and department ID, because when we will add a staff type, so we will see in which institute and department is that created. uh, for more efficient handling, we can just include, for example, we can include department ID here, and we can only include department ID here. So that way also we will be able to create the relationship between institute and a staff type, institute and a staff. But just for additional purpose, we we have added institute ID here because this will help us in writing the SQL queries easily, but you can try to remove it also. So first we are going to create all these tables. We will copy the SQL command and we are going to open PHP my admin. When you will install them, you will have localhost, and in localhost you can open PHP my admin. PHP my admin can be used to create databases. Here we have, now we can click new here, and in new, or we can simply go to SQL and type our SQL queries here, create database, then use institute management, and there we will open this. So here you can see the institute management database is created with institute master, staff and staff type, and department master. Now we have to create pages to add institute, to update institute, view institute, and delete institute. So, and those pages will be added here, right? So before doing that, what we are going to do, we are going to create a file called db.php. This file will connect with our database. So when we are running in localhost, our server name is localhost, our username is root, password is mysql in case of AMPPS AMPS, and in case of XAMPP it will be null, or if you have kept any password you can use that. Your database will be institute master, which we just created, or whatever name you have selected for your database, and we are going to save it inside our project folder, and we will save it as db.php. In order to verify that connection is made, so here is what is going on. We are using a function called mysqli connect, which is taking server name, username, password, and database, and it is establishing a connection. If connection is not established, we will see an error that we have some error here. If it is correct, then we will not see any error. So all we have to do is, instead of index.php, we have write db.php. So here you can see we are getting an error that institute master, because we actually created the database institute management. So I just kept this name so that you can see it is connected properly. And when you will load this, you will not see any error. You will not see anything. That means it is good. So now our database.php is created. Now we will create, read, update, delete pages for institute. So because we have to manage a lot of stuff, institute is staff, then students, then class, subjects, transport maybe. So what we have to do is we have to create folders. So I am creating a folder called institute, and I will put add, delete, edit, and index pages inside it. Now currently in this add page we will have a form. So here you can see we are including db.php. So we are going one level behind, because this particular folder is inside institute management. So you have to go one folder up, right? From this folder you have to go one folder up in order to check, connect that db.php. So we are going one folder up here, and I will explain this code just now, but first we have to understand this. Here we have a simple form to post or add institute. Okay, at this moment, here in the form, this is heading, this is form, method is equal to post. There are two methods, post or get. we are using post method. When data will be posted, it will not appear in the browser URL. The first thing, we are using institute name. So we are using input type is equal to text name. Then second is email, input type is equal to email, and input type is equal to password. So this particular form, it will run when form button will be clicked. Okay, submit button will be clicked. So if server request method is equal to post, because we are using post method, so we will get the name. So MySQLi real escape string, just run for security. So with MySQLi real escape string con, this con variable is available inside db.php that you just saw, and dollar underscore post name is something that we will get from this input type is equal to text. Similarly for email, we will get from email. Similarly for password, we will get from password. And then we will insert into institute master. Institute master is the table name here. So we will insert into institute master the institute name, institute email, and institute password. All other things like institute ID is auto increment, it will be automatically created. Is active is by default 1, and created on will be the current timestamp. Okay, so now when you will see this particular page, so it will look something like this: institute management, and then we can open the institute folder, and here we have the add institute file. This is 5, but it is not looking anywhere near our, you know, the dashboard that we have. So it should be part of that. So in order to do that, we will continue with our template development thing. So here in our template, okay, if you will see, this is index.php, and in index.php, this is actually our dashboard. Okay, so in index.php, we are not actually going to have the dashboard, right? That will be dashboard.php. So before that, we, as we did for header, we also have footer here. Okay, so we will, what we are going to do, we will create, cut this and new file, and we are going to use, call it footer.php. Okay, because all our copyrights, everything on every page will be same. So we will say copyright copy institute management system by slide scope 2025. We are just going to use the name. We will create privacy policy and terms and conditions and put their links here. And you can see all the JavaScript file, jQuery file, etc., data tables file are there. So these will be needed later. And so from our index.php, we have removed that. Okay, and we are going to copy the snippet here, and we will call it include footer. Okay, so we are going to call it include footer.php, and this will include that footer file. So once we have the footer file, now you you have to check that everything is working properly first of all. So we will go to home page, and you can see that now we are able to see the footer. Okay, now once we have the footer available, we are going to do is we will copy this entire file and save it as dashboard.php, because this is dashboard, and in the dashboard we will have reports for different institutes, right? So this is going to be dashboard, and the index.php file, we will have just our, introductions. So this is going to be institute manage institute management system homepage. Okay, we can alter the title right now. I'm telling you how it will work. So here you can see this is application welcome page. This is another application, and in the welcome page we have only information of what this application is all about. But when that business will log in, so when that business will log in, for example here, then that business will show, will see its dashboard. Okay, so we are going to optimize that dashboard. Let's say now from here they can add users, from here they can view users, they can add leads, etc. So this is another application. So this is something that we are going to create right now. So in index.php, okay, uh, we have all the files and everything is included. So in index.php, well, let's close this. This is index.php. You can see here your page name will appear. Okay, here page subheading will appear, and we don't need all of this from any page particularly, because this is going to be the dashboard. So let's keep the page name and subtitle, and this is going to be our first row. Okay, this first row where we have the different cards, it will not be needed, so we will remove all the cards from here. Okay, and only keep the row 1. This is second row, so we are not going to keep any charts here. And this is again our card where our table is there, the sample table with sample data, so we will remove this. So it will take some time. Let me pause it. So now you can see we have removed it. Okay, and so this is only breadcrumb is there. Breadcrumb is mainly for navigation, like in which page you are. So let's say from dashboard, if you will go inside institute management, it will be saying from home page you are inside institute management system. So we will keep this. So now this is our page. Okay, and you will load it, it will look blank, and that's what we want, so that we can keep it inside other pages, right? Now this page we are going to copy, and we are going to create a new page here, and I will save it inside the institute uh, as blank.php. Okay, we are going to use this page as a reference. Okay, so I'm again going to copy this, and we also have our institute file here. So inside institute we have add.php, and we are going to edit notepad. So here we have to bring the same setting. Okay, so you already have the page, so this is going to be head above title, right? So here we will simply bring head above title, and you will just do it for one page, and then it will be easier. And this is something that, and now remember your head above title will be just available like your db.php, because it is one level up. Okay, and this is the like, style sheet. And if you want to add anything for head below title, so here we have bootstrap.min.js, so which we already have in, you know which we should have in head below title. Here we have the css style.js. So here we will just remove this and call it head below title. Okay, and we'll keep this, doesn't matter. But here we have the blank.php. So from blank.php we will use everything up to right here. Okay, and copy this here and bring this particular form inside the main folder, inside this first row, because we have this first row. We'll keep this second row additionally if we have to add anything. And after main, you can see from our blank file, okay, we have only the footer.php. So we will go to and remove this and have our footer.php. So now footer.php will also be referred like this. Okay, hbt, head below title, will be referred like this, side nav. So every page that we are going to create inside different directories will be referred like this, and that's why it will be good to save it inside the blank folder, because from here we are going to create copies, right? So this is one time work. Now as our other pages will be easier to uh, you know code. So we have side nav. Let's do it for side nav also. So we have add. Now let's check whether how add.php looks like now, whether we have any issue here. So this is institute and this is add.php. So you can see it is not, is still not able to get the styling. Let's check why. So now you can see it is fixed, but what was the way to fix it? So we have to do two adjustment. What happens is when we are referring to one page from one level down, right? So we are referring to this head above title. So it is appearing good, but in head below title, you can see the CSS file is referred. So it was not able to read this CSV file from that level. So what we have done is we have created a base URL. Base URL is currently HTTP localhost institute management, where our main application home page is, and we will save it inside one PHP variable. After saving it inside the PHP variable, we will add HBT, and in head below title, whenever this CSS file will be linked, so we are just echoing the base URL and then forward slash. Okay, so this way it will be referred. And this one thing we have to do it in footer also. So for example, this is our URL. So this is being referred from CDN. This is again being referred from URL. You don't have to do it anything. Here in footer also, this JavaScript file is also referred like that. This assets chart, this assets, is also referred like that, and data table also. After making those changes, let's reload this, and you will see now everything will start working. We will have to fix these URLs, but you can see. So this is important thing now, and you can see we have dashboard and add new institute. So in add, we already have headings, right? So for example, we will get rid of this extra heading here. So this is going to be add new institute, and we can say that this is OL. So we are going to create another LI. This is list item, and we are inside add institute. And here we will write li class breadcrumb item active. We will say href is equal to. So what we are going to do, we are going to add a href here also, so that people can navigate back to dashboard whenever they need, right? Dashboard dot php, and we will close the anchor tag. So this is going to create the hyperlink on this, and add new institute is this current page. So we will simply copy the file path. This is full file path. We don't want full file path. We can file name, and not to make any mistakes, we are going to use the base URL. That base URL will be there inside one file. So when we will migrate this project to a new folder, so we will just change the base URL from here, and it will be changed everywhere. That's why we have kept it in, have this in on top, and here we are just going to echo base URL as we have done here, done there. So it is inside base URL slash institute. So we will get rid of this from here. So this is base URL, and this is institute slash add dot php. We have to check now whether this will be displayed. So you can see here we have this. We forgot to close it. That's why everything became a hyperlink. You don't want to do that. Okay, now it is added. So we will go here and see, and here you have dashboard and add institute name. When you will click on it, you will land here. When you will go to dashboard, you can see you are going inside dashboard.php. So to avoid those type of issues, we have the base URL thing here. So we will add base URL and dashboard. Now let's check. So we have dashboard, and from here we can go to add new institute. So this base URL, this is the hyperlink for add new institute, which we are going to add in the site name. In site name, layouts is given, so we will call it institute. So this will be our institute management feature. So this will be available for super admins only, and we are going to use that you know session wise navigation, role based navigation, those things later. But here we are just going to use, instead of this, we are going to use this. Its class is given as navlink, so we will keep the class, because with this class one some styling will be there. So this is navlink. Let's reload. Institutes, add new institute. Dashboard, institute, add new institute. You can see. Now let's fix this. uh, we have too much margin there, if you will see, because in bootstrap mt5 is for margin, right? We don't need any margin. In fact, we don't need this div. So let's give indentation first of all, or we don't need this because we already have row. Now let's go to this institute name. Let's try to add one institute. Let's call it ss test institute. Its email will be sstest at mail.com, and its password will be 123456. Please don't hack it. Add it. So now you can see one institute is added. So this is not looking like that because now we have to make those changes. So like we have done for add institute, we also have view institute, and we have to make those changes. So this is index.php inside institute, which is view institute. So here you can see. So here also we have to do some settings, and let's do start doing with blank. So first of all, our HBT, this is head above title. We will not, you know, we will not change anything in SQL query. So this is the, obviously we can get rid of this. So this is head above title. Let's keep it because we don't want to change it, although not most efficient way, but yeah. And this is head below title. Okay, because these pages, when I created these pages, I used a different styling. So what is happening here? We are running select star from institute master. So first we are including the database connection, and then we are running select star from institute master, where we are showing query. So in query, we are running this query. MySQLi query will run it and save the data inside result. Now inside result we are going to run. So here we have a table, and inside the table we have the data. So here you can see in table head we are going to show institute name, email, whether it's active, and actions. So and while with while loop, while row is equal to mysqli fetch results. So this is the result, right? Mysqli fetch associate will fetch the results and save it inside row, and inside row we will use the name of all SQL columns here. So we will use name, institute email, institute, we don't want to show password, is active, etc. So that's what we are showing here. And if is active, yes or no. Okay, so it is going to show that. So row is active, if yes or no it is going to show. And here you can see we have some action buttons, and before that we have to make a little more changes, so which we did earlier. And now we have blank.php. Yeah, so we will use this. So we are again going to do the same thing. Let's copy the entire thing from here, and then we will replace it. So we have, this is not dashboard, we are going to call it view institutes. We will copy this from here. This is our container file which we'll deal with later. Okay, now we have the main container here, so we will get rid of this. That will automatically become the main container for us. We have the main file, then we have this div. Okay, then we have this. We will get rid of these two rows, not needed. And insert, we have already created the heading. We'll leave this button and table. Okay, let's see how this index.php of institute is looking, which is simply view institutes. You can see now it looks part of our theme now. Let's see, all the jQuery JavaScript is working. And here, mm, just one more thing finally we have to do is create the, you know, these. So I will just copy it from here and add it here. So person is at dashboard institute index.php and view institutes. Okay, and I'm just going to copy this part. I will tell you why, because I have to change it in side nav also. So inside nav I will create one copy of it and just save it here. Now let's load it. So we have this view institute, add institute, and it is working. So this was the first part where we have created add institute and view institute. And if you like this tutorial, please subscribe to our channel, because we are going to keep many projects. Yes, we are doing it in PHP, but whatever language you are using, this will help you in understanding database templating. This will help you in understanding how to, link different pages together, and a complete project in its own can be understood from here. So please subscribe to our channel and like this video and share it with your friends who are in college and creating a project. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.